You've now entered the chat.
So that's been in my fridge for 6 months, and this is still great. I'll let you know if I'm hitting the bathroom later.
I'm dying. I opened this bottle like 2 days ago, so this is like 2-day-old wine, so whatever.
Oh my God, good for you. Good for that wine. It's aged. It's beautifully aged.
It's aged. You're right. Like me.
Oh yeah, do we say our ages? Like, what are we?
Oh my God, yeah. We should probably like introduce ourselves, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So, hello everybody. First of all, welcome to the chat club. And I just want to say thank you for watching and joining. This is not my first podcast, but this is Faith's first podcast. And just super excited to do it together. My name is Brandon Nels Thomas, and I am 25 years old. I am married to an amazing husband, and I have 2 amazing stepchildren. And so I'm currently living in Iowa City, Iowa, and hence why we're doing it over the computer and, doing
virtually.
it remote. Yes, virtually. So that is like... That's just me. And I'm going to let Faith introduce herself.
Okay. Hello, chit chatters. Oh, that sounded, that was creamy.
I like that.
I am Faith. Should I say my last name? Sorry, got any stalkers.
Your
right
ad's going to be, honey, it's on your ad. Your ad's going to be right next to your face.
You're right. Okay, let's just go full throttle. My name is Faith Jerome. And I, myself, is 25. And right now, I'm just kind of living my life in my home state, Wisconsin, where Brandon is also from. So cheers to Wisco.
Yeah, we should probably let them know how we know each other.
Yes, we should. Let's start that combo.
Okay, so Faith and I met in middle school. In our little hometown in Wisconsin. Yes. And
we were ugly ducklings.
Yeah, we were for sure ugly ducklings.
I don't
know. We should pop up some old, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna insert some old photos of us, but it's we met each other in 8th grade.
Yes.
And
choir's where we bonded.
It was choir's where we bonded.
Not choir club,
I feel
wow.
Yeah, I just I feel what was it? I feel as if that we I didn't get a proper introduction of you until lunch of that day.
True.
Yes, when I and somebody else went to sit by you, so you weren't sitting alone.
Yes, and I'll tell you the reason why I was sitting alone.
Yeah.
So I started in Partyville. That's our hometown. I don't know if we were supposed to say that or not. If not, we can always bleep it out.
Yeah, why not?
So we
don't live there anymore.
I started out in Partyville, and then a few years after that, I moved to a different town for a couple of years. Then I finally moved back. I knew where my true calling was, Partyville, Wisconsin. And as the first day was coming back, my mom told me, she's just like, hey, don't go to anyone looking for friends. You let them come to you. That's how you're going to know who the real ones are. So when you go to lunch, you go to class, you're going to sit by yourself. And I'm thinking, what the hell? My God, be a fucking loser. But I did. You listen to your mama, So there I was sitting all by myself at lunch. And yeah, sure enough, there's Brandon. He was the true friend that came and took out my awkwardness that I was full of.
It's just so funny because I just remember you
really well.
Yeah, I just it was an instant spark. We were instantly friends.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of have the same brains. Like we say that all the time. And as you like listen on for more episodes, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
You're gonna know.
Yeah. For sure. Like Faith and I have so many inside jokes. So we'll give you the lowdown. We'll give you the insight.
We'll give you a whole like handbook of all of our things.
Exactly. We'll give you the whole tea of everything and how it started, the origin story of it all. But let's talk about this podcast and like how it came to be.
Of course.
Since this is our introduction episode, we should probably say that so if you guys have heard of or like watch podcasts, whatever, The Toast is a big podcast and I'm a huge fan.
He is, folks. He really is.
Yeah. Like there's like inspiration for this whole entire thing. And Faith came to visit me and I was like, listen, like we're gonna spend the morning watching The Toast. And she was like,
we sure did.
Yeah, she was so game. So we did. We watched The Toast and
they were hilarious. And
so
I was
funny.
like, oh, we are exactly them.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm Jackie and you're Claudia, and that's just how it is.
Enough said.
Right. And so we watched The Toast and I told Faith, I'm like, listen, like we could do this. Like we could do this.
Yes.
Like we're funny. No?
I don't hear any objections. Okay.
This is Jermaine.
This is who we are. We're also, along this podcast, we will make references to, the good old 2000s era where that's where we grew. That was
like really our time.
Honestly. So we'll be talking about TV shows, fashion, movies, not even just only in the 2000s era, today's culture too, pop culture, whatever, gossip. Yes. We love some good gossip.
I love the gossip.
There were like, even like artists who, new singles coming out, what we think of that, anything like that. Miley Cyrus, we are diehard fans for that Miley. We loved her through all
Love me some Miley. Yes.
I'll go into my Hannah Montana craze another time, but
yes.
But I'm really looking forward to all of our next steps with all of you, and that we hope you follow us along the road for our pathway of everything.
Yes, and like where you can find us on all social media is at oh my god, I just screwed it up.
The Chat Club.
Yeah, at the Chat Club on Instagram. Yes. I haven't made a Twitter yet. I don't know if we should make a Twitter or not.
I don't know. I don't really personally go on Twitter, but I mean, if that's what's going to get out there, it's
exactly
it's
right. Like, but I think
you're the mastermind with all of this. TikTok. We're going to put out like the good juicy clips of
right. I don't know.
Yeah,
like if we make a TikTok, I'll post it on my TikTok or you'll find it on Faith's TikTok. Our ads are all our information is going to be in the description of this or like in the description box of YouTube. Like all of our socials and stuff are going to be there where you can find us and where you can follow us.
Yes.
But so like, and also this is going to be on everywhere for podcasts. It's just you're able to listen to it anywhere.
Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Or wherever you get your podcast. I hear that on all the
wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
Maybe
and
we should do
if there's any sponsors out there who would love to sponsor us, we are down to make some ads.
Cheers to that, bitch. Cheers to that.
Even if it's about like, I don't know, like a toilet brush company, I'll do it.
We'll do it. We're desperate. And it's okay. We're desperate. It's fine. No, it's I'm just like
newbies act,
Exactly. We're newbies to this space. Yeah, and also like for this podcast, it is going to be a weekly thing. So we are going to do weekly episodes. For right now, we're aiming towards maybe a Wednesday, maybe a Friday. I know like we were supposed to record last night and then like some unfortunate things happened and we had to record tonight. Yeah, so depending if I can get this episode edited in time, it'll go up on Wednesday, but if not, it'll for sure be a Friday and we'll just go from there.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, so like so that's the schedule. Also,
this is the itinerary.
This is the itinerary. If you can like see from like our cover art for the podcast, if you're listening, or on Instagram, it's very like Y2K, very retro, like early 2000s. And that's like really what we want to kind of bring to this podcast because we are Gen Z. But I feel like since we're born in 1997, we're kind of like
we're on like the cusp, the edge, the verge.
Yes,
we are like here we go. I'm gonna quote Hannah Montana. We are the best of both worlds.
Okay. We really are because I feel like we got the best of both eras.
Exactly. We have a little one foot in one era, another in the other. We can relate to both parties for different things. So yes, let's drink to that. To the in-betweeners.
Oh my god. Okay, what kind of wine are you drinking?
I think I got a red Moscato. I don't know. I threw the bottle. I emptied the rest of the bottle that was in there for 6 months in the recycling. I'm thinking it's red Moscato. It's nice and sweet. Okay. That's nice how Mom likes it.
Okay, that really like describes us like so well. Like you are very sweet wine and very dry wine.
Yes, like, but our humor is the same.
The humor is the same. Humor is I don't even know how to describe our humor.
I'd say like ditzy and
for sure bimbo,
but also like you can't not laugh with us. You're either laughing with us or you're staring and wondering what the hell is going on in their heads.
They're laughing with us or they're laughing at us.
It's either one. Either way, you're gonna get a fucking kick out of this. Okay,
you're a show. For sure going to get a show.
Exactly. Also, if you guys have been paying attention, my cup definitely had a white tag at the bottom of this cup, and I've been picking at it this whole time. So if you want to watch this back, you can keep an eye out for that little Easter egg.
Where's it from?
I got it for Christmas, so I don't know. I was like, where's my fancy glass? Where's my fancy glass?
Yeah, good thing you didn't say the name because like it would have been like a free shout out. We don't want to do that right here. We need sponsors.
Yeah, you need to pay for that kind of action. Okay.
Exactly. That kind of promotion, you pay for that. Faith and I were like chit-chatting before we started, like before we
we were struggling how to figure this out. So.
Oh my god.
Thank goodness you did not see that part.
I know. I was just like wondering, like we are using this program that like I've never used before. I never did video before for like my old podcast.
Right. That was a really popular thing because that was right before the pandemic and Zoom really like soared.
Right. And I didn't want to use Zoom because like Zoom just like you can't like you just can't play with it as much as like this, I think. So like this is like really gonna help me like be able to edit and stuff.
And it's nice to see you and bounce about. Because in your very first podcast, I don't know if you want to explain what it was or if it's even out there anymore. I don't even
know. It definitely is. Like, unless you subscribe to it, like you can't listen to it anymore. Also, like I renamed it and everything so nobody could find it.
That's a good way to do
it. So it used to be Party with Brandon and it was like spelled like party, like Partyville.
Yes, if you look at Partyville in Wisconsin, that's how it goes.
Yeah, and so I was just like over the pandemic, like interviewing basically old classmates and like because
I was number one.
Yeah, you were number one. Like on the whole podcast, you were number one. Like, highest rated episode.
We did that over the phone.
Right, we did it over the phone, and I was like,
we didn't. Yeah, I mean, when you interview people, like I guess a lot of people now do through Zoom if they don't obviously have podcast, equipment and whatnot. But so we mostly just, you did all of your interviews over the phone with people. So
Yeah, over the phone,
Hard.
over like Facebook. Like I just like didn't know how to do any of that. So
Right.
this is fun. I just like being able to see you. I just think it's gonna be
Yeah.
better to like be able to like because to me, I like to watch a podcast. I don't like to like sit in a car. But if I'm in the car or whatever, I'll listen to it. But like I
Yeah.
like to watch a podcast. And so I
Hmm.
really thought that was important. You know what I mean?
Yes. I know. I mean, everyone, I was telling all my close friends that, hey, today's the day I'm going to do the podcast with Brandon. And they're like, oh, where can I listen to it? Where can I watch it? And I was telling them and whatnot. And I was also
Yeah.
sending them pictures and videos of all my equipment because I felt so
Oh my
good.
God. She's so professional.
And everyone's like, ooh, so bougie. And I'm like, stop
I'm like
it.
professional, you guys. Didn't you know?
Oh my God, everyone knew I was going to be a fucking star, and this is how it's going to be.
This is our claim to fame.
Exactly. Me and Brandon, or sorry, the proper grammar. Brandon and I have always had the dream of being, famous, actors, anything that's gonna get our name out there. Obviously not like sex tape famous. We're not.
I mean, OnlyFans.com/the
At least
Chat
you
Club.
got a significant other that you guys can throw that idea around, and you can
Absolutely
collab on.
not. No shame to sex workers,
No,
but like not for
yes.
me.
Listen, that
I'm
your
also not
body's
like confident
tempo.
enough.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
are.
confident.
Oh, come on! I've seen you in a Speedo, and you rock it.
Oh
Okay.
my God, no, I could not. I just can't. I can't.
Okay, that okay. You know what? We don't
I
have time
mean,
to more. Maybe on another day. We haven't had enough wine for that shit yet.
for real. I'm still my first class.
Most of this podcast, I'll probably be just laughing in the microphone. So,
I know. No.
listeners
Especially
out
like
there
first
just
episode.
listening, protect your ears, okay?
Like this episode is just gonna be basically us chit chatting, whatever, just for
Yeah.
like you guys
Chit-chat.
to be able to get to know
The
us.
chat club.
The
Yes.
chat club, you guys are the chit chatters.
Hmm.
Oh my God, okay, so I like already was like making us merch for us to like wear during the
Really?
episode.
That's
Yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah. Like I
You
don't
are
know,
the,
like
you're the fashionista of the two of us. So.
fashionista. Oh my God,
I mean,
yeah,
look
I
at that
know.
jacket. I'm wearing a freaking turtleneck over
I'm
here.
wearing
Okay.
a flannel because it's
It's like a
literally
It's like hanging low.
it's like literally like 40 degrees in this studio because I never turned on the heat and I'm just like I
Yeah,
don't know what else
I'm
to
in
do.
my small studio apartment, and I cranked that heat up to 67. And I'm not gonna lie, these pits are sweating. I can feel it dripping down. But you know what, viewers out there, take caution.
It was so funny because I told Blaine, I was like, hey, like Faith and I are doing the podcast or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm like, okay. So I was like rushing to make dinner. I was like rushing to clean everything. You know what I mean?
Right?
And
Yes.
then because he had like a really, really like long day.
Oh.
And but like some like really good news happened, some like really good things happened today. So like very proud of him.
Worth it.
But he's just yes, like just like emotionally drained. And so he was just like on the couch and I was like getting ready or whatever. And I come back downstairs and he was just like, will you make me a little dessert?
How can I say no?
Exactly. I'm like, no. So I was like, I'm gonna be gone for like an hour. So like, yeah, sure, I can like get you a dessert, whatever.
That's a long time to wait on dessert. So I get
yeah,
it.
and also like an hour is like a long time for Blaine. Like it might as well like
It's
say
true.
4 days.
It's true. Yeah, he does not waste any minute. Like,
No.
any minute that's wasted, like that's the day's wasted. Like he's on the go all the
Right.
time. He wants, I get it. I
Right.
remember when we went to Vegas, y'all, you did not even wait for me. I got these short, stubby legs, and you have these long ones that just are going like, I don't know, like 90 miles an hour, and here I am, slow as a turtle, going like 4 miles an hour.
Oh my God, it's not that. It's like
your mother and I took a taxi because we couldn't.
I know, and we got there at the same time. It's just like I remember being in high school. I just remember being in high school and like always walking so fast, and then like
I was wearing my high heels, so I was like, just slow down.
I know you look so funny. That's so funny. And Blaine and I like were like we didn't even like know about Uber at the time. So like, and we
True.
were like, we're not gonna get a taxi. We're not gonna get a taxi.
Mhm.
And I don't know why we didn't take an Uber, but we also just like taken an Uber. I don't know. I would do it so different this time. Like if we went again, like it would just be so different.
Oh my god. When we did go to Vegas, we saw a show every single night. The only night that we didn't
Every
see a
night.
show was when we went to the Grand Canyon, and that was a whole day trip by
That was a
itself.
whole day
Hour
trip.
drive there and back. But it
Yeah.
was amazing. People out there, we went ziplining across the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
How
that was
many
amazing.
people can say that? You know, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying it was such a life awakening moment, you know? I mean, we even got your mom to go, and she was fighting.
And Jolene does not do that.
Yeah, Jolene. Bless her heart. I love Jolene. Oh my God, another
Love
mother.
Jolene. Yes, for sure.
We
Oh
should
my God,
have
she
her
loved it.
as a guest on this
Oh my God, we
podcast.
should.
Right?
We should. I keep
We
feeling
can
getting it
never
there.
tell her famous recipes.
Oh my God, for real. Oh my God, I just tried out a new recipe for dinner tonight. And it was so funny because I was like, if you guys know who Lauren Elizabeth is, like on Instagram or whatever,
Faith
she made
doesn't.
this like, yeah.
Don't worry, people out there. Faith doesn't.
I made this like recipe and it was like a roasted tomato, garlic, whatever. And it was like a roasted tomato garlic pasta but I made mine with zucchini noodles instead of like regular noodles.
Zoodles, yes.
Yes, love me some zoodles. With these like meatballs, and her mom's a chef,
Really?
so I was like, I trust her and her recipes.
Yes,
and so I was like, making it, and Blaine goes like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm making dinner," and he's like, "I, okay." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what?" And he was like, Nothing." He's like, "You have literally tomato sauce in the pantry." And I'm like, "I'm just making dinner."
Listen, I want to do homemade.
I was like, I want to be fancy. I want to like try new things.
Yes, nothing wrong with that. Cheers to that.
Cooking is like a new found love of mine.
It's true. Oh my God, you made like the Cheesecake Factory like meatloaf. Oh my God. Viewers out there, Faith right here, this
Oh
Faith
my God, yeah, I
is
made that.
an absolute fan and lover of meatloaf. Should I say it
I've
slower?
not made that and I have not made that in so long.
I know. I think the last time we had it is when we went to Jolene's house. And that was like a couple of years ago. So
that was like for sure a couple of years ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
My dinner was phenomenal. My dinner was so good. I made the meatballs.
I expect nothing less from you.
Right.
So
trust the process.
Exactly.
Yeah. What I really want to do with the podcast, what Faith and I want to do with the podcast is like, we're gonna pick like 3 major stories that happened within pop culture over the week, and we're gonna like go over them and review them. And then I was talking about this with Faith the other day, being like, I think we should watch like an old early 2000s, late 90s movie. And like just like review it, and like you guys can watch it too.
We can also compare what life was like honestly back then compared to what it is now. Like certain things characters might say that is totally something that like no one would ever say in today's world.
Right.
It's times change like constantly, so sayings, phrases. Yo, I thought yeet was still a thing. I was dead wrong. Because my coworkers, who are also my friends at the job that I have, they're all and they're like either late teens, early 20s. And I think I was referencing something, and they always shoot it down every single time. I mean, I've told Brandon multiple stories, and we can go on other times of the stories I have of realizing that I'm old. So.
Oh my God, for real. I was like talking today. Actually, I wasn't talking. I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about like age, because the girl who was like talking was like being like, I'm 29, gonna be 30, and I feel like I'm too old to do things. And I'm like, I felt that way. Like I always like feel as if, because I always like wanted to be a YouTuber, always like wanted to do the whole influencing thing. And I started YouTube at 18.
You did.
If I were to like continue to do it, like when I started it and like committed, I would have been
Yeah.
into it like in 8 years. And like, who knows what my life would have looked like.
True.
But also, I wouldn't trade my life that I have now for anything
Oh,
else.
of course not.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
It just like makes you wonder.
It's like if you change one thing about yourself, just one little thing, it's like the butterfly effect. It could change your whole life of today's
Whole
world.
life. Yeah, and I would not play with that. But like, yeah, for sure not. No.
No regret.
No, so we want to like review like an early or like even like a TV show. Like we can start watching a TV show. We can do like a TV show like recap or whatever. I just think with like to go with the aesthetic, we should like do like a Y2K movie or like something around that theme.
Yes, we can always like go up a year.
Right.
2000,
Right.
2002.
Right.
You know. Obviously, 2005 will hold the title of High School Musical.
Right. Oh my God, we should watch that whole trilogy.
And again, those youngsters of my friends were like, no one likes High School Musical.
I was still taking.
And I'm like, do you see this tear? Everyone, do you see this tear coming down?
I remember like taking a bath. Like I was taking baths. That's how young I was. I was 6 or 7.
Oh my God, that's kind of old to take baths. But you do you. I was told by the doctor, like, yeah, don't. But I mean, usually girls shouldn't be taking baths for very long because you'll get a yeast infection. Yeah, we don't need
a little different.
That's a whole nother ballgame. We can edit that out.
A whole different.
Talk about that.
You want to talk about yeast infections?
Yeastistat.
You don't want to talk about it?
Like on Glee when Santana did that Yeastistat commercial.
You're right.
Oh, love Santana. What is that? Nanea Rivera?
You just got done watching Glee.
Yeah, well, I've seen it, but I don't think I watched like the very last season, just because right after Corey Monteith died, Glee just wasn't the same, and everyone knew that, obviously. But I'm
it should have ended that season.
Finished that season where they started and just made everything happy. Okay, we're still struggling with Finn, losing him, but listen. We're all happy. That's all we had to do. We shouldn't have.
It really should have ended after season, like season 4. It should have been like the last.
After they graduated, keep it good. They won. They won nationals. They should have had Finn and Rachel marry right at the courthouse, but then Quinn just had to get into a car accident because she was texting like an idiot. We don't text and drive.
No, do not text and drive. So dangerous. Do not do it. It's not worth it.
What's the slogan? It can wait. It can wait.
It can wait. Oh my God.
But I was never.
Yeah.
I just never. I didn't like her. I didn't like her.
You didn't like. Okay, so over the pandemic, like when we were on lockdown or whatever, like my TV show, I needed something to do. I was watching Glee.
You were.
Moment you found me, any corner you watched, like saw me, I was watching Glee.
Ugh.
And I never saw the whole thing. Oh, awkward, phenomenal.
We'll talk about that another time. Doesn't get enough hype.
Does not get enough hype.
Anything else you want to introduce about us before we move on and start doing other stuff?
I mean, like we can always talk about us.
True. We'll always have a story to go off of something.
Absolutely. Like one thing about us, like we got stories.
Hell yeah, we got stories.
We got stories. We really have the experience of everything.
Honestly, y'all don't want to know my love life stories, okay? Brandon, I love yours. Do you hear that evil laugh I'm doing?
Yeah, that is not like a good thing. I am like number one executive producer of this thing. Like that will not be making the cut.
that is
will
so
die with you and I. Okay.
If y'all only knew. I can't take it.
No, I
I
cannot
can't
take
take it.
it.
Also, I go by she, her. Brandon, what do you go
Oh,
by?
wait, are we doing pronouns?
I don't know. I mean, some viewers probably want to know.
I guess it's like the woke thing to do.
Yeah.
I go by he, him. But if you want to call me a little bit of like that's fine.
Never. He's a king. He's a fucking
I
king.
remember like in middle school, like going to like Target or whatever and hearing little kids being like, is that a boy or is that a girl?
Okay, listen, I got the same comments. Because when my
No, you
mom
did
cut
not.
my hair off and I looked like I had a fucking mullet. And I was like,
You look like a centipede.
There's an inside joke, people. There's an inside joke.
Oh my god, it's so good. Like it's so good.
We can talk about that another time. Maybe we'll get a guest on to say that story.
Oh my god, do you want to do guests? Like, are we like doing interviews?
I mean, we can. You know.
Yeah, but they have to be interesting.
This is true. I feel like we're on FaceTime, so I forget.
I know that's like
We're
truly
doing
what it feels like.
Usually, I'm like holding it around, and I'm like walking around my place doing chores or finding a snack in my fridge.
Oh, girl, me. Like, after this, I cannot wait. I'm gonna have, like, myself a yogurt parfait and, like, fucking die.
Who has a yogurt parfait at 9 o'clock at night? That's what I want to know. That's a breakfast of food. You know what?
I know, but, like, it's so good. I put, like, chocolate chips in it, and it's so good. It's a little treat.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Have you ever had overnight oats?
So good.
Oh God, my one friend Jamie, she told me all about the overnight oats, and she puts in sugar-free that like Jello instant pudding mix in there.
Oh, right.
Just a little bit, and then mixes with the milk, and then it just kind of has like that like flavor into it. She does like cheesecake. Oh, that is so
Yeah,
good.
yum.
Mm-hmm.
Yum, 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 yum.
So if you can see, I only have thumbnails.
You're hilarious.
Because I'm a picker. I like to pick them off.
But
you know, in the future, you'll see other ones. I promise. You'll see other nails, full sets.
If you guys like watch me on YouTube, youtube.com/Brandon Nels, and you guys can watch my last vlog, and I literally, it's the day after I got my thumbnail ripped off.
I didn't know you made a vlog. Y'all, I'm learning stuff too.
And it's like my thumbnail was ripped off, and like it was disgusting. Like, Faith, remember? Did I show you it? Like the picture?
Yeah. And I was
yes, that's what I thought. But I have a fake nail put on now, so it's like fine.
Yeah, we got a prosthetic. I'm just kidding. It's like an acrylic nail.
Talk about literally acrylic nail. I remember I felt so bougie afterwards. I was like, you guys, I have an acrylic nail.
Listen, because usually just gel on there, right? Just like a gel polish.
Exactly. I could have made it to so many shapes. Like next time, maybe I'll do a little design.
Yes, maybe like make it into like one of those stiletto nails that are like super pointy.
Can you hear me swallowing on this mic or no?
No. Here, quick gulp.
God.
Do a gulp. I hear nothing.
Thank God.
Can you hear me?
I'm dead.
I wasn't really gulping anything. I was just making the noise like a frog, you know? Do not spit out that wine.
Never. It's never. We don't waste here.
Are we gonna have a glass of wine every podcast? Because that sounds amazing.
I'm going to, for sure. Like I feel like everybody, like the chit chatters need to get a glass of wine. They need to be sitting down.
If you are of age.
Yes, for sure. 21 plus, please. Mm-hmm. We do not encourage drinking.
No.
I don't know what you do behind your devices. What you do? Okay.
I thought you were gonna say closed doors, but that's such like a mom thing to say. So you say devices because that's something people actually say. That's so
we're gonna be on people's devices.
I know, you were so smart. You were so smart, faithless and
I really
comprehending.
think of the most. You know, I really am
I
brilliant.
mean, you thought of this podcast, so you are the bigger brain over there.
I got
And
the forehead to match, so
oh my God. I mean, look at that's why I got bangs, okay?
it's for my Botox. So I feel like whenever I get Botox, like my forehead's bigger because I
I
can't
mean,
scrunch.
I think it's just more like glossy, like it's so smooth, like
Oh my God, I
butter.
know. Look how huge it is. Oh my God, let me hide it real quick.
Ooh, yeah, look at those highlights.
Phenomenal. I want to go bleach blonde, like bleach blonde.
Oh, you should do it. I want to
What do
see
you think
it.
about it? I'm having okay, so I'm like getting into like a career, like I'm having a maybe like a life change career wise here
We
soon.
love that. We
So I
love.
don't know. Yes, we love goals. I
Mm.
just don't know if I want to do like bleach blonde hair for that, but maybe I can just like do bleach blonde hair for a moment. I'm gonna hint at it a
Yes.
little bit. It's gonna be like a moment for
Ooh.
summer and then like dye it back to like brown or whatever.
I mean, yeah, like when the seasons change, so does our appearances, you know.
Exactly. And I'm only young once, you know.
Exactly. 25, that's nothing.
I know, I feel so old.
I know. Listen, I've been getting gray hair since I've been 20, so
I have
don't
not had
look
gray hairs on my head, but I do have gray hairs on my eyelashes and my eyebrows.
eyelashes. Wow, I've never heard that. That's
Isn't that
wild.
wild?
Yeah, I mean, I see them like grow out of like other crevices of people, not like our age,
Right.
but when you get older, the nose, the
My
ear.
one thing is like pet peeves about hair is like nose hair and ear hair. Like cannot
Cut it
deal with
out.
that stuff. Deal with it. Deal with it. Please.
Yeah.
Save us from it.
Save us. I mean,
Um
I don't. We're gonna have to come up with a jingle or something. You know what? I was actually on Google and I was like, "How do you make a jingle for a podcast?"
I'll figure it out. It's
Literally,
okay.
that's exactly what I Googled, and I was just getting ads for like Fiverr or whatever. Have you heard of that? Like where?
Oh yeah, I've used it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I'm like, can I do it for free? No, not that
I
chance.
had like a jingle, like I didn't really have a jingle. I had like a
You had
music
like,
thing. Like
yeah, and you had like an art something for your YouTube channel, you know?
yeah, it was like, oh yeah, I had that. It was really expensive though.
Of
And I never
course.
did anything with it.
I'm like looking at all the stuff on my counter and I'm like, this is all junk. I have an
Oh
Amazon
my
addiction
god.
problem. But listen, that's my
Same.
ADHD talking.
Like I cannot like have like a bottle of wine and then get on Amazon. Like it's a bad day.
Oh my God, that's dangerous.
It's
See, that just happens
dangerous.
when I'm bored. So it's like someone distract me before I, sell my firstborn child.
Literally. It's so bad. Like I'm like, oh my god, what am I like the next day? I'm like, what did I order?
I know. It's always so fun though when you get a package at the door. And I'm like, oh, for me? Stop
It's like
it.
Christmas
You
every
shouldn't
day.
have.
I'm dying. Okay,
Yeah.
is there anything else you want to add before like we wrap up?
I just hope everyone enjoys our talks, our chats, our commentary on things. And I feel like we're gonna have a comment section, right? So if anyone has
Oh,
any
for sure.
questions for us or anything like that, I feel like
Recommendations.
such a celebrity. Like if you have any questions, um,
I'm gonna need like a backdrop. Like this is too white.
I know. I just
You
have my
know?
freaking patio door. Hey.
I'm gonna need a backdrop or something. I don't know. It's too white, I feel. Maybe because I'm wearing white.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I need to
There's
create the
also very a lot
color.
of dull colors covering gray, so maybe I'll look into
Yeah,
that
you're
more.
really like blending in with the wall. I feel like we're both like just
It's like that one music video. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. You know when they're like
remember
playing it.
when everybody thought that was Katy Perry on the song, but it
Oh my god.
wasn't?
Well, I was behind in times because I definitely did not know that or thought that.
I thought it was Katy Perry the entire time. It was not. It's some other bitch. I don't
Damn.
know what her
I
name
know.
is.
I think it's like sung by Goatee or Yoked or whatever you want. It's like Gote or something.
Did they
I think
on
that's
like
why.
Eurovision?
What did you just say? Did you say did they play in the Prohibition?
No. I was like, did they like perform the Eurovision? Like that is like
Oh.
that's okay. I did say I did.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Is that wine already kicking in? I'm just kidding.
Well, honey, you're only half a glass in.
I know, barely. I'll
Oh
don't
my
worry, folks. I
lord.
can this when I'm all done.
Oh my
No,
god.
but
Okay, I think we should wrap it up.
of course,
We're at
yes.
45 minutes, so like let's just like wrap it up a little bit. And we will see you next week.
Yes.
And it will be a more constructed episode. This is kind
Mhm.
of just like a little introduction, a little teaser, if you
Yeah, and
will.
a little get to know who we are too. I mean, as you
Right.
saw us like talking with each other, getting a good vibe
Yeah.
with who we are.
Just like a match of our personalities, you know?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yes. So like I said again, you can find us at the Chat Club on all social media that we have. And you can find us individually. You can find me at Brandon Nels T and for Faith at Faith Jerome. And you can find us everywhere on social media. I'm pretty sure all of our usernames are the same.
Yes, and
No?
all forms of whatever you'll get your podcast from, or like Brandon said, this will be on YouTube. So please,
Yes, we will be on YouTube.
Please be kind with your words.
Yes. And please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. It really does help. So yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for giving us a warm welcome. And thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you. It's been real, y'all. All right.
Bye guys.
Bye.